numeric Python is from this NumPy, right? So how about pandas? What do we use pandas for? For data manipulation. Okay? We use pandas for what? Data manipulation, and for visualization of the data, we use matplotlib. Yes, and graphics, we use matplotlib. And there are other applications you can use for matplotlib, such as and other stuff like that. So how do you set up the environment? You mentioned that you need to set up the environment. So after you have downloaded and installed the latest version of Python from the official website, just go to Python online. You will get that site there. Then you can set up the environment using Conda or VNV. VNV means virtual environment, okay? So you can set up that virtual environment, and then you can go ahead and install those libraries we have mentioned. So, how do you manipulate your data? There are some easy steps you can take that are necessary. The first is that you need to collect the data. So data is available from different sources, multiple sources, right? So you can get your data from APIs, from databases, and from web scraping. You can also get your data from physical survey, okay? When you get your data, the next thing is you need to clean the data, okay? Where you have some missing values, some missing data, you need to fill them up, especially for your forecasting or for your prediction or for your modeling or for your machine learning. You need to clean up the data. So if there are missing values, there are most times missing values are represented by NaN, okay? Like none. You will see something like none. That is not a number. Sometimes it's represented by a very high value, maybe 9999999. Sometimes it is minus 9999. So a particular value will be used to represent what a missing number is in your data. So if your data is not having anything, you need to replace or take care of that missing data by giving it some certain values so that there will be no missing data, especially for your machine learning. Then if there are duplicates, maybe that data is repeated due to some errors, okay? Maybe mechanical error, or maybe while you are entering the data, you had some errors due to entry of the data. You need to check the data, and then you have to also check for outliers. So what is an outlier? An outlier is a point or several points of data that is outside the 75 percentile of the distribution of the data. Okay, I'm sorry, I may not be able to go deep into statistics, but when you have a data and then you try to plot the box plots, okay, when you do the box plot, you will see the range of the data, the lower percentile and the upper quartile, okay? So whatever is above that quartile is an outlier. So you need to do what? Take care of that outlier. First of all, you have to be sure that that outlier is not part of the system or part of the data. If it is part of the data, then you may have to find a way to manipulate or to work on that data scientifically to fit in, or you may need to check scientifically why that data is there. Is it going to influence any change? If it's removed, does it affect the result? If it is still there, still affect the result or not, okay? So that helps you to do that. So this is a process of data cleaning. Then the next thing is you have to explore your data. So how do you explore your data? You just need to check what are the patterns that are available in that data, okay? For example, I'm going to give you a data that has to do with anomalies of temperature. Many people have been complaining, okay, the heat, there is heat everywhere, right? So how do you know that there is an extreme heat? Maybe from temperature, for example. So the first thing is that you need to check, is there an increasing trend or is there a decreasing trend? Or is it a normal distribution? So these are things that you need to check, and then you need to check the patterns. So then you need to visualize what your data looks like. By visualization means you do some plotting, right? Just to see physically, okay, how is my data looking like? So the next thing is I'm introducing you to the types of machine learning. We have basically three types of machine learning, and we have the supervised learning, we have the unsupervised, and then we have the reinforcement learning. So for each of these machine learning categories, supervised learning, most times we use regression models and all classification models like the tree diagram and all that. We use that for that. Then reinforcement learning, most times if you see this, your gaming platforms, right? So you see if you are playing game or the Sudoku and all the like. So it is through reinforcement learning they used in making such games. Okay, so if you want to do robotics, you want to do game playing, you need this kind of reinforcement learning in machine learning to do that. Then unsupervised learning has to do with clustering and dimensionality reduction. How many of you have done PCA before? Principal component analysis. Very good. So principal component analysis basically is reducing dimensionality. So if you have a three-dimensional data set, okay, and you're not able to see the features that you need, or you want to just reduce the features, so that reduce the data so that you can see an encompassed data or encompassed pattern in that data, what do? You use the dimensionality reduction. So dimensionality reduction simply means if you have a data that is of 2 by 2 matrix, okay, you reduce it to a 1 by 2 matrix. Okay, many of us have done matrices before, right? You have rows and columns. So if you have 2 rows and 2 columns, that is a 2 by 2 matrix. So now you want 1 row and 2 columns. So it means that you have reduced the dimension of that matrix from 2 by 2 to 1 by 2. Okay, so this unsupervised learning helps you to do that. Then clustering is also there. So clustering helps you if you have many points of data sets scattered around a place. You want to see which group of data belong to that area. Okay, that is what we call clustering. For example, now we are in this hall now. I can assume that we are into about 3 or 4 clusters. How many of you can see that? Can you look at how many clusters can you see in this room? We have 4 clusters, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when you do clustering, it helps you to identify the region, the location of particular kinds of data, and that gives you an idea of how the pattern of the data looks like. Okay, negative values go towards this side, positive values go towards this side. So with that, you can tell the characteristics of the data you are working with. Okay, so this unsupervised learning, you don't need to put anything, it will just by itself without helping it. It will give a clustering without you knowing the patterns or the features of that data. By itself, automatically it will do that. But for this, regression is simple linear regression. Many of us know that, right? So y is equal to mx plus c. So you have your x and y axis, and then you put a linear fit. But not all data sets are linearly trending, right? So you now have to look at the data physically. That's why we call it supervised. You now have to look at the distribution of the data by yourself and say, okay, this data is not linear. So if this data is not linear, then I cannot use a simple linear regression for it. Am I correct? So the data may be exponential, may be hyperbolic, may be any other shape. Okay? So you now need to do that by yourself and determine. Then classification also. Classification also, you have to determine what kinds of classification is your data going to fall into. Maybe it's going to the right or to the left, or if you divide it into the cardinal points and see which area it's going to fall into. So that is why they call it supervised. So it's expecting you to give it a command. Okay, do this for me, and do this for me. Now go to your activity poll and respond to this. You don't need to close that because you're going to be using that often and often. So it's the same link, okay? You don't need to change it. It's the same. It's the same. If you don't know, you can also pick you don't know. Okay, I guess only 6 people are able to do this. Okay, now 7. Yeah, just click on the link, it will bring it. Okay, now I have 9. Okay, so just keep the app open. Okay, don't close the app, because the next one I'm going to give you is time bound. So I made it time bound so I can see how fast you are, because in programming you must be able to like act very fast and decide very fast, okay, and plan very fast, okay, otherwise you will spend days working on a single simple problem. Okay, so let me know if you are done. Okay, if I get the last number, number 12, if I get like 12 people who will respond, then I'll go to the next thing. I just need one more attempt. Don't assume that nobody has picked 1, 2, and I don't know. So you also have to pick what others are picking. You might be wrong. I need just one more. Online, anybody? Yeah, we're more than 12. So I need one person to respond, one more person to respond, whether online or physically. I need to see it here. We are in the innovation hall. Am I right? So everything should be by innovation. If you have your laptop, you can also use your laptop. One more person. Okay, let's go ahead. I guess there is no more response. So, how do you build? I'm sorry, this appears to be I didn't know that to be this tiny. I'm sorry about the color. So, but all you need to do to first build your machine learning model are these things I've mentioned here. So, number 1, you just need to load the data set. Okay? So you have to import the data into your environment, and then the next thing is you have to pre-process the data. Okay, like I've mentioned, you need to clean up the data and then do some preliminary analysis, see what the data looks like, and then you need to split the data. Are you getting that? The first thing is to do what? You split the data. So you split it into a training data set, and then you split it also into the testing data set. So you split the data into 2, one side for training, another side for what? For testing. Thank you. Then when you split, then you train the model. So you train the model by using the training data to teach the model what to replicate. Okay? So, and then lastly, you do what? Evaluate the performance. So you evaluate the performance using some efficiency manipulation skills, okay? Like we have the root mean squared error method. You can use correlation method. You can use many other methods are there, okay? To test the performance of the model. So what is RMSE? RMSE simply stands for root mean squared error. Some people only use the mean squared error, okay? But preferably, if you have the root mean squared error, it's give you a finer detail. So now we are almost getting to the practical session, which I can see many of us are not with some of our systems, but I'll just give you a hint so you can take it up from there, okay? So the first thing is, because over time, I've been to a lot of places that some are not able to use their laptops, right? They are not able to, because of the also shortness of time, to begin to wait for everybody to install. So if it's a pre-planned and properly planned program that we already know, what we do is that we send the steps for them with which they can use to install, so that at the event, all they need to do is just begin to work, right? But there is another package you can use, which is called the Google Colab. So once you have, in fact, most of what I do them on Google Colab because I do more of collaborative work, okay? People from the UK, from the US, we collaborate. So how do they see the codes that I write? How do I see the codes that they write? Okay? The only way they can see is by collaboration. So I can be anywhere and then we can prepare a manuscript together by collaborating, even with codes. So you use Google Colab to achieve that. Okay? So everything, all the data will be there. All I need to do is just pick the data from there, work on it, and the person also can be working on the same data, even on another cell. Okay? We can be working simultaneously at the same time. And you can view what I am working, I can view what you are working on. Okay? So sometimes if I am working with a group of people and they have their systems like this, we'll give the task. While they are working, I'll be visualizing what exactly they are doing. And then I will make comments right there and on the spot. Okay? So I will show you how to get in here. The first thing is that you must have a Google account. And I'm sure many people have Gmails, right? So if you don't have a Gmail, you need to have a Gmail because it is by default. You have this Google Colab. You don't need to install anything. Okay? Then the next thing is you need to just create a new notebook by you click on File and then you go to New Notebook. That will lead you to the second step. Then the next thing is you need to understand how the cells work. So for each cell that you create, there is the code and the text cells. Okay, so I'll show you. The text cells are where you can put any text, images, figures, pictures, anything while you are coding. Excuse me. So while you are coding, thank you. While you are coding, you can put in text. So what does this help you to do? It helps you to follow the chronological order of your code. You can, for example, people who are writing their thesis and all that, they want to give the methodology from which they achieved their final results. Some people who use SPSS Excel, they cannot get it anymore, except they write it down. Am I correct? If they don't write down the steps, you cannot get it anymore. You've lost it, and if you forget, that is all. But in Python, you have ability to do what? Put in all these things, all the text. Okay, here I am doing this. Here I am doing this. The next cell, this is what I am doing. Anytime, any day, you pick that code again. Anywhere, you pick that code again, and then you are able to see exactly what steps you have taken to achieve or to arrive at your results. Okay? Then there is the run code cell. So that run code, there are two ways. There is a shortcut, Control-Enter, helps you to run the code, and then there is another run tab on the left-hand side of that screen of your Google Colab. With that, you are able to do what? Execute the Python code. So the next thing now, join the quiz quickly. You have just a short time to join. When you join, don't log out. Okay. Lukman Adewale. So, okay, these are the people who have joined. Very good. As you are joining, I am seeing you. Very good. As soon as 10 people join, I will active. Okay, now we have 11. More than 10. Join very quickly, because once I get to the next slide, it will take only 15 seconds. It will take only 15 seconds for you to respond. Okay? Only 15 seconds for you to respond after now. Okay, I have 12. Just remain there. Okay, 13. Very good. Who else wants to join? 14. Okay, let me give some time for others to join. Very quickly. 15. More people should join. More people should join. Okay, 15. Are we okay now? We can go ahead, right? So, you have 13 seconds. It's going. The quiz is going. Quick, quick, respond very quickly. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. Gone. So let's see. Very good. It means that 9 out of 18, only 9 of you responded. You are not fast enough. And I told you earlier that you have to get ready, right? That it will take you only 15 seconds to respond. You said? So you had only 15 seconds to respond, and out of the 19 people who joined, only 9 have responded. So is it a pass mark or for that? Don't worry. So the correct answer is what? Access Collab and create new notebook. Okay? So Taiwo, you have the trophy. Whoever is okay. So the next thing is mastering Python for AI. Okay? So all these are giving you a few things that you need to understand. I'm sorry, it's a little bit not too bright enough. So please bear with me. Maybe later you can get the soft copy or you can get the booklet. Somebody was telling me to sell the documents that I used in producing this. But I said, I don't think I can sell. Okay? So, because, of course, you know, to get this is not easy. Huh? So, but I'll share the slides with Prof, so he can share to as many who will appreciate it. So, it's now time for question and answer. Still on that link, you can ask your questions and let's see how we can respond to that very quickly. After that, I will go into Google Colab and show you how to use it. So I can see only hello and good afternoon. So don't worry, your name is not going to show. I have set it on anonymous. Okay? So your name will not be revealed. So ask whatever question you want to ask based on what we have done. Because if I begin to say everybody ask one by one, okay, we may take a long time. So just type in your question, we'll see it here and then we'll respond to it. No question for now. Okay. Do we have databases where one can access real-time climate data for analysis in Python? Yes. We have the ECMWF, we have the CDA, we have WMO, we have a lot of databases where you can, you know, access real-time data. Okay, so I'll show you. And how to get the data is very simple. All you need to do is just to do pip or wget dot, and then it will download. Even on your Google Colab, you don't need to go download and store somewhere else. Okay, your Google Colab, as you're working, you just say, oh, I need this particular data set to work on. You don't need to stress yourself. Just put the link where that data is inside your Google Colab and just do what do you call exclamation mark wget, then the link. The data will be downloaded for you to begin to make use of. Okay? As beginners, how do we move from this introductory class? Okay? Yes, it is possible to work offline. No, it's not possible to work offline on Google Colab. You have to be online because it's a cloud, okay? So all the installations are already done in Google Colab. Most of them. Okay, somebody says you talked about clustering and classification for supervised and unsupervised learning respectively. Can you talk more on the differences? Yes, basically, the unsupervised is the machine algorithm that will classify by itself. Okay? But for the supervised, you have to do what? Classify it by yourself. Okay? Supervised is what you supervise. Okay? Unsupervised is what you don't, the minimal inputs from you. How do you stay up to date with changes in the Python ecosystem? Yes, you can stay up to date with the Python ecosystem by, belonging to, as you work, especially as you work, you will begin to see some changes. For example, when I started using Python, I started using Python 2, okay? But now we have Python 3.13, that's 3.13. Yeah, which is about the latest, okay? But when we started, so many things have changed. So what happens is that when you update your Python, okay, it will tell you it's time for you to update. When you update, it will tell you what to update and what is going to be updated. So it's just a one line of code that will do the update for you, okay? And once you update, that is all. Does Google Colab give error highlight, like showing the error line and what? Very good. This is another interesting thing because it is embedded with Gemini. How many of you have used Gemini before? So the Google Colab has the Gemini AI tool embedded with it. That's why I am not going to teach you the deep things of Python right now. There are many things you need to learn about, but I'm not going to teach you that right now because I will show you how you can use AI embedded in Google Colab to achieve anything you want to achieve. The only thing you need to understand about what the code does for you is to go back and understand the nitty-gritties of Python, okay? But there is an application that does that. So what skills do you think will be most valuable for Python? Okay, many questions are coming. Let me scroll. So how can you use understand cell on our assignment as a student? I guess I would have needed somebody to help me scroll each of these things. Yes, we have Python libraries pre-installed on Google Colab. Okay. In a case where that library is not installed, it will tell you this package is not available. So how do? You just do exclamation mark, pip, install, then the package. Right in Google Colab, it will just install for you. It's not like R that you need to go and start looking for the CRAN. Or you say you go to where you're going to get and download, and before you begin to import anymore. No. This is just very, very straightforward. Okay? What skills do you think will be most valuable for Python developers in the next 2 to 3 years? The skill you need is machine learning. That's the utmost skill because many things are going to be replaced by what? AI. Even you can see how I am teaching you right now, right? I am showing you something. This is the work of AI. Yes. But you just need to know how to make use of it. So if you don't know how to make use of it, your life will be very difficult. Okay, I can be on my way to wherever I'm going to and I'll be preparing the lessons for the next place I am going. So I don't have to wait until preparing for 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 or 4, 5 days. I can be on transit now and then I will prepare my lecture on my phone. That is the work of what? AI. Okay, so you see those things I prepared earlier, those slides, you cannot just get them. How it will take you years and days to arrange those things. But within 1 day, I arranged everything. All you need is your own innovation. All you need is your own content. You put in your content into AI, it will give you a kind of sketchy whatever, and then you can modify it to suit what you need. That is all you need. Okay, so AI and machine learning is what you need in the next in fact, in this current year and the coming year. How can we understand cell on our assignments as a student? If I get that cell? Okay, that's if you want in Google Colab, you have the text area, and you also have the code area. So once you click on the text, I will show it to you practically. Okay, when you click on the text, it gives you a template, a place where you can type in anything. You can make it a title. You can make it bold. You can make indentation. You can anything you want to do. You can import pictures or images, or maybe you have a paper you want to replicate. You want to replicate what they have done, the analysis they have done. You can crop that image, that picture, and put it there so that while you are working, you are looking at it. You don't have to go looking for the paper again. You know, many times when you are writing paper, you put one document by the side, and you put your laptop by the side like this, and then you want to see is your results corresponding to what they have done. With this, you don't need to do that. Just crop that image that you are working on, you want to replicate, put it there. As you are working, you just scroll up and check again. You check again and say, okay, now this is working fine or not. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. What other languages does Google Colab support apart from Python? It supports some other languages, but I am not sure of that. I mostly use it for Python. I think it also supports R and other things, because even R is going into Python. Okay. Recently, I was excuse me. Recently, I was talking with a friend in the UK, and we're working on something. So he says, let's use R. I say, yes. I said, open your R. On the right-hand side, you say you have the command section also. You can change to R command language. You can change to Python command language. Right? And whatever you have done in your command language of Python, you can transform it into the R command language. And so even Excel spreadsheet now is going into Python. SPSS is going into Python. ArcGIS, for some of you who use ArcGIS, everything you want to do in ArcGIS is now done using Python. Okay, so that's why you please take the advantage of this. What skill must you have before diving into Python? You don't need any skill. The skill you need is your intellect, your mind. Okay? Because even all this AI and all that, they need input from humans. You need to give it an input, right? You need to tell it something before it can do what you want it to do. Okay? So it's your innovation that you just need. Every other resources are available at any time and everywhere. So as a virtual assistant, how can Python be useful for me? Yes, as a virtual assistant, Python can be very useful for you because when you use pandas on the go, you'll be able to see all your clients and everything. You have the database and you can automate even responses using Python, okay? As an assistant. I think this person is talking from the UK. So, yeah. Let me see if there is any. Okay, I guess we are done with this. So we go to the next item. Okay, so with this, I come to the end of the introduction. And let me see if in the next 10, 20 minutes, okay? Are you in? I'll just give you a brief of Google Colab, and then run some codes, and then you can ask one or two questions, right? So, Okay, so here is the templates for Google Colab. Okay, so for those of you who have your systems, all you need to type is just go to online, just type Google Colab. I will show you right now. Let me start by doing this. So you just go to Google and type Google Colab. Okay. When you type Google Colab, you can see options there, right? So from the options there, you can decide to pick Google Colab from the beginning, or you can take notebooks or whatever you want to do. You can even learn. Okay, you can learn Python on your own from Google Colab. There are resources there. So what I will do first is, you can see somebody who is asking, how do you update, right? You can see, how do you keep up to date? When you open your Google Colab to show you, you can see here, Google Colab has updated to what? Python 3.10. Okay? So it's, as you use, you will definitely be getting to know this update. So once you click on Google Colab, and the good part of it is that it is stored and saved automatically. Whatever you do is saved automatically. So you don't even need to do control save or control anything. So as you're working, it is automatically getting saved. You can access everything on your phone. This same thing, whatever you do on the codes here, you can access it on your phone, and you can even do some adjustments and coding right on your phone. Okay? That is how beautiful it is. And why is it possible? It is because this is a cloud-based coding platform. Okay? And it's associated with your Gmail. So for me, I have 100 gig of space, which I bought. Okay, so most people only have 15 gig, right? So if you use pictures and whatever to occupy the space, you may not you may not be able to have enough resources, right? But if you have enough space, you can do more work. Okay. But if you want to do large data analysis, okay, for me, I have close to 100 gig of space, and I've used much of the space there. Okay, so once that is done, I'll just remove everything and then start all over again, or I increase the space that I need on my Google Colab. So now you can see you have Google Collaboratory, Open Colab, and what? New notebook. And what are we supposed to do there? Very good. So you just click on New Notebook. So I'm clicking on New Notebook. So it shouldn't take this long. Very good. So now you can see what it is showing. Okay. So on the top left corner there, you can change the name of the title. Okay? Can you see this? You can give this analysis you are doing its title, the name of this file, okay, so that anytime you can access it. Then I made mention of text and what? And code, right? Now you have it written at the top here. Can you see text here? Right? And then here also you have what? Code. So let me do something, if it is possible for me to increase my screen size so that, does it look better now? Yes. Okay. So here you have, I'm sorry, I don't have pointer that is. So you have the text there, okay? When I click on this text, it will give me, can you see that? So you can put your text, you can, with this, let me put text, welcome. Okay, I'll put welcome there. If I want to make this a title, this icon here represents title. The TT there represents title, okay? Just highlight the text and make it T. What do you notice? It has become bold. Okay? It has become, you can even make it more bold. Can you see that? Now, this will stand like a bold title. Then, if you want to put other text, you can make it indented, you can add things. Look at this, you can insert image. Okay? So, if you have already the figure that you want to replicate, all you need to do, you would have saved it in your system. Okay? You can even copy and paste here from anywhere. You can copy and paste. Okay? So, all you need to do, you click on that insert, and you can see where I kept all the images I have used in the lesson today. Okay, I'll just go and pick one of them, maybe the flyer. So I'll just show you, while that is coming up, I'll just show you. So you can see this. Can you see that? This is still on Google Colab. This is the image, okay, that I have imported there. So if you have this, you can see I've written the title there, Python for AI, hands-on, whatever, right? So the image of whatever is, you will find it there, okay? You can add as many images as you want to add. So you can see I also had some of the image, the second image there also. Then you can see heading number 2 is what? Essential Python libraries for data science and ML. Do you see that? So this is now like if I share this with you, okay? If I share this with you, you'll be able to see all these things while you are working, okay? So that is what you have. Now, the text is just for text. It will not be executed as a code. It's not executable, okay? But then when you click on code, it will take you to where you are now going to implement or execute the codes. So let me show you from here again. So you see, this is how it's going to come up, like all this gibberish. It is trying to process the image, okay? So you will see what will happen next. So now I am assuming that we don't have any code. We are just starting afresh, right, on this page. So the next thing is I'll just click on code. I want to add a code. Now, 2 ways. You can either click on what you have at the top here, okay, or you will hover around here at the center point. These same options will pop up, okay? So, for instance, you have been working, you have a very large line of code. You don't have to be going to the top anymore. So you just hover around that area, it will pop up. Then I will show you that. So at the end here, can you see this? Okay? So if I remove the cursor, it will go off. But if I put the cursor just below, it will do what? Pop up. So now I'll select my code. Can you see that? So here now, I will start my code. So how do I start? I just say print hello world. Okay? So this is my first coding in Python. I'm just starting to learn Python. This is the first thing. I want to print out what I have given it. Okay? So what do I do? You see an icon here on the left-hand side. This is where you can use to execute the code. You just, that circle, okay? This, can you see that? So what is it saying? It says cell has not been what? Executed in this session. Now you notice one thing. There is a number just before the print statement. Am I right? So the entire stuff here is called the cell. You remember I mentioned cell, right? So an entire software is called the cell. Then whatever you have inside is called the lines. So you have in a cell, you have lines. So sometimes by default, you will not see that line number. Are you getting me? You won't see the default line number, so you can activate it by going into the settings. But before we do that, let me just click on run. You can see it's running. It says cell is queued at this time. Because I'm starting for the first time, it's connecting to Python 3. Okay, you can decide the GPU. Because currently I'm using my CPU, but you can decide to pick any channel you want. You can see I'm using my RAM. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. So you can see it's showing a tick here, a green tick, and here also is showing what? A green tick. So if that code is not executed, what will it do? It will show a red bar here. Okay, I'll give you an example. I will remove something that will let you know a few things. So you can see it's executed and it says what? Hello world, right? So I'll print this. I'll run again. What do you notice? So there's an error, right? And what's the error saying? The error says it's in line 1. So it's very important to understand this. So when you know what your cell is and the line number, then you can trace wherever there is any error for debugging. Is it clear, please? And it's very easy. So you can see it's also indicating the area where there is problem. And apart from that, it's saying that there is an incomplete input. Sometimes it will even tell you that perhaps you have forgotten to put a bracket. And that's the power of AI. Now you can see next steps, fix error. So you don't need to think. Okay, I'm rounding off now. You don't need to think. You don't need to think. All you need to do is just be sure what you are doing is correct and what the AI or whatever is telling you is correct. So what you should do in days, you can do in minutes. Okay, so I will just click on this, assuming I'm just learning Python, okay? I just click on fix error. For me, I don't need to even say fix error because I'm used to some of the errors. All I need to do is just go to that line where the error is coming from and just fix it and go ahead. And sometimes it's even rare to make easy mistakes like this except for complex codes, right? So now I'll just click on this. I say fix error. Now it's giving you negative and positive. Can you see negative and positive? Wherever you see positive, it says this is the code I am suggesting to you. And you can see what it now put. There is nothing here, bracket here, now bracket here. Okay? So you now have the choice to accept or to what? Reject. So it's just what life has become. But people are not aware. Okay? People are not aware. You can do anything. You can import. I can import a file directly from here and ask it to just do a preliminary analysis for me. I'll just go import a CSV file and ask import CSV file and then give me the basic analysis of that file. And it will do it. It's not left for you to now look at it with your critical mind and what you know and the science behind what you are doing and say, okay, no, you are giving me the wrong thing. I'll have to do it myself or correct whatever needs to be corrected, okay? So you see the next option is accept and run, okay? So depending on what you want. So I choose to accept and run. Now I accepted and ran, you can see. It has corrected the code, right? So simple. So I'll just take you through what I have prepared and then I will leave you to explore. Thank you for that word. I'll leave you to explore, okay? So now I have made mention of all these things. Just help me look through the screen and let me make this full screen. Okay? So now you can see this is how to install in case you don't have any library installed. Okay, all you need to do, just do, you put this hashtag here, this, not a hashtag, comment line. This comment line will make that line of code non-executable. Okay, and therefore you just have this, and then you just pip install numpy, this, pandas, all the libraries, any library you want to install, put them in one line, and then run the code. That's all you need. Okay, then importing libraries, you just do it like this. It's not anything hard. These are the libraries that you may need. Okay, we mentioned numpy, right? So you can represent this as np. So anywhere you need to use numpy, just say np. Anywhere you need to use pandas, you just use pd. Anywhere you need to use matplotlib, you just use plt. Okay, anywhere you need to use cbon, you just say sns. Anywhere you need to use sklearn model, just import train test, import linear regression, import this and import that. Okay, so now working with data pandas, using pandas. Now you want to load a file from your local machine. You also want to load a file from your Google Drive. Maybe you have saved the file in your Google Drive, or you have it in your local machine. You can work with your file from your local machine on Google Colab, and you can work with a file in your Google Drive. So all you need to do is just to say from google.colab import files. Then you say upload is equal to files.upload. Now I have a file in my system. I've tested all the code to make sure that it's working fine before I come here. Okay, to save your time and to save my time. So what did I do? All you need to do, it will ask you which file do you want to upload. So if I run this code, so I'm going to run this code and let's see what instruction it will give. So it will just take a few seconds, and then so you can see it's initializing, and then it's there. Now, can you see what it's asking? It says what? Choose files, cancel upload. So you just choose the file you want, okay? And then you upload. So when you say choose file, it will take you to your location, and then you choose the file you want to work with, okay? So for me, I'm going to look for a file that has to do with, that has CSV dot CSV. So I have many files that have to do with CSV. So permit me, I may not be able to do much here. I can select, okay, let me just select this. So once you select it, it will take some seconds to accept. Actually, this is a large file. That's why it's doing this. Let me select another file and see. Okay. So can you see it has brought in the file? Can you see that? So the file now is done, and it's saying 100% done. So this is a yearly data. Then the next thing is what? Import pandas as PD, and then read the file. Now I have uploaded the file, is it not? Let's assume that I don't even know what to do. I'm just learning. I don't know how to write this. Okay? Let me take it to AI. After that, we will stop for today. If you need further help, you let me know. Okay? Because I'm running out of time. I need to be in another state today. So all I need to do above, you can see, you can put a cell or text above or below. Just hover your cursor over there. So I want to put a new code here, and then see this icon which says generate. Did you see that on the line? So just click on generate, and then you ask it whatever you want it to do. So all I need to do is that I will check again, open the uploaded file and plot a time series using pandas. Then you type enter. Can you see that? I did not open it by myself. I just said, okay, now it's aware that I have uploaded a file. Okay? And then I'm giving it an instruction. Okay, now use that uploaded and then just show me the time series. Can you see this code that is just generated? It was generated just now because of the instruction. Okay? And look at what it's saying. It said, this is the prompt. The prompt means what you requested. And what did I request? Open the uploaded file and plot a time series. Can you see what I label? You can see it has become an interactive table, something you can easily understand, right? You can see this is a table, isn't it? So you can just have a look at the table. You have 118 entries. It means you have 118 years of data. This data is for 118 years. Okay, annual data for 118 years. So if I want to plot this, I can change this. That's the name of that column to something else, then plot it. Then you can also do something else with the data. Then it says, like what you see, visit data table notebook to learn more about interactive. Then you want to generate code with DF, view recommended plots, new interactive sheets. Anything you want to do further, you can do. Okay? So even that statement that it made, you say, oh, sorry, this data does not have time column, timestamp. Create timestamp from this year to this year that will cover the 118 years. It will create the table for you and then it will run. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm sorry I have to end it here. Maybe some people may think I did not have machine learning. I have everything here. You can see all this. Can you see machine learning here? Okay. So linear regression and all that I have shown here. So you can see I've plotted. This is the original data. This is linear regression. But does linear regression actually show what the variability in the data is? No. Who says yes? It's not yes. It's not able to reproduce the pattern of the data, right? So linear regression for this linear regression model will not work for this data. Okay? So we are trying to train the model to understand the data. So I tried to do that, but time will fail me to explain all these things in detail. So here again, I showed another thing. I showed a few things that may help you to understand. Then I did a forecast. I did a prediction for another year, for like 5 more years. After I worked on it and I did a prediction for that. Then I plotted again. Then here, I was able to use random forests and other models, machine learning models. So you can see time series model is showing me just a straight line, but random forest and the other model, even one is already overlapping. So I'll show you. So you can see from here, this is the actual. So the actual is being superimposed by the black, by the red. Okay? The red is decision tree. You remember I made mention of 3 AI machine learning models. So the decision tree is being overlapped by the actual. So it means that the decision tree is also doing very fine. Then the random forest is the green. Can you see that? So you can see it's following the pattern of the data. It means that if I use random forest or decision tree to make further prediction, I should get something very close to what is the right thing. So that is what you can see here. Just to round off here. So with that, I also did some little prediction from 2021 to 2025. Okay? So 5 years prediction. So this is where the data ends. And this data, what did I do? I tried to simulate the recent events in Ekiti states. Recently, there have been storms that have been devastating houses, right? So I tried to look at, okay, over the years, how has it been? How many houses have been affected as a result of a rainstorm? Even the last time I came, I saw the VC running to, he was to see me that day, I was to see him that day. He had to run to go and see a building that collapsed or roof somewhere down that side. Okay, so I said, okay, let me just check and see what is actually happening. Will this occurrence be repeating itself? And when it's repeating, how many houses will be affected? That was what I tested here using machine learning. So, but time is not permitting me to explain into details. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Even though you are rushing to clear around, I believe there should be one or two questions or comments from the participants. So please, we are still going to take like 5 to 10 minutes of your time to have a little interaction with the participants. So please, if you have questions or maybe comments, contribution, this is time to do that. Yes.
If you also like, you can put those questions in that link. We'll read them. If you are shy to speak up, you can put the question in that link.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
We have really done a lot of justice to this, but it's only that the time really affects a lot of things.
Yes.
We have simplified the way to handle this thing. But I know it may still be very, very difficult to get this thing done if the person doesn't have an idea of how to. One is to be well grounded in title before you can actually understand what's going on here. Now, I know you have done a lot of things here. How do we now have access to those files that you are not able to do? Is there a way you can release it to us?
Yes, I will share 2 documents. One document is for the code, and the second document is for the slides. So I'll share it with the prof, and then he will distribute it to. It's just a link I will give to him.
Okay. Any other comment or share?
Thank you for that.
Thank you for your clarification. Can we have this vision on YouTube so that we can get students, we can be able to have access and to learn more on these videos?
Yeah, I think they are also streaming live. But that live streaming, I'm sorry, I don't know how it will look like because of what we are displaying, right? So I also have a YouTube channel. I'm sorry for saying this, but maybe somebody may subscribe. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't have much time. I have started developing the channel step by step. Okay, I've done some introductory things for all kinds of fields. I have shown the tools that they need. The time I was in Zaria, ABU Zaria, I was with Department of Agriculture, Crop Protection, I was in civil engineering, I was in geography, I think economics also. So a wide range of departments, okay? I was with them, I took them through and I showed them what they can use Python to do. So other places to have visited, different departments. Python is not only for atmospheric science, no. You can, a wide range of usage. Even linguistics. In fact, there is another program getting ready. Yes, there's another program getting ready for with Ekiti State University. Some professors are arranging something, but they are in the humanities department. So they want to see how, because they too, they acknowledge that they are far behind. Why? Because they are not able to incorporate modeling and programming into their courses, into their studies. So it's affecting them. They are not able to compete favorably with international high standard journals. Why? Because nobody does things related to all these hand picking, questionnaire, whatever. So all those things are gone. So if you submit your paper, they will tell you this is outdated, right? So they want to also upgrade. So I told them, yeah, if you know Python, you can do anything in any department. That is why you can see a mechanical engineer can work with a civil engineer because everything now is soft, it's no longer hard. He can even simulate that structure that you want to simulate with his Python knowledge. Okay, he just needs a little basics, the science behind that thing. So that's why you have Python brings in collaboration. Okay, people from civil, mechanical, atmospheric, they will sit together, okay, and the one who is good at atmospheric will bring the knowledge of atmospheric using Python. The one who is good at civil will bring his civil. The one who is good at mechanical, the one who is good at chemistry will bring everything together and then make something great happen. Okay, so it's a it's faceted stuff. So I guess if you want to learn Python, there are lots of resources. You understand, sir? But sometimes you need somebody to put you through. Okay? You just, even on YouTube, when you go on YouTube, there are many things that will be hidden. You will just be looking and looking and looking. But if you have somebody who is able to, like, step by step, module by module, take you through. Currently, I'm helping one professor in Ekiti State University too. That one is in library and information science. That one is complaining, I cannot do anything without Python. I cannot do much without Python. I said, well, you have to learn. Okay? So please, you need to learn. And apart from that, I think this is not my first time helping some people. I think in one department like that invited me 1 year ago or thereabouts. So the VC approved. There were only 10. I trained about 10 of them. I think I mentioned, okay, I didn't mention two. I wasn't around, but it was on online something. I was out of the country, and then we had a good time for 1 month. Okay? But they paid very well, although they were sponsored by the institute. So, I mean, Foyer sponsored them. They paid in dollars. Okay? So, but now I am here physically, right? So, if you need my attention, you can let me know. You can send me email, you can send message. I am on Facebook, I am on Twitter, I am on LinkedIn, I am on YouTube. Okay? Anything you want, if you have any question, just ask. In Python language, it is free. You don't need to, everything is free. Just ask questions. You see multiple people responding to you because it's a free access language. Okay? You don't need to pay, you don't need to do anything. So I have a YouTube channel, of course. You can go there and begin to, from the scratch. I have shown how you can install these packages in Python. If you check, you see something like that. I am developing the channel, even though I don't have all the time. Gradually, I'm developing it. So when I have time, I'll sit down and make a video and show some of those things, okay? This also is also there in the YouTube channel. Maybe when they edit, and because you cannot put this long clip there, just you have to segment, right? And put maybe the celebration part one side, then the practical stuff, another YouTube video, then question and answer should be out of it, and all these other multiple things, okay? So that people can view it within short time, short videos. Thank you.
All right. One more last.
My question is for students who learn in an environment where they may not be able to use Google due to internet issues. What would be your recommendation for using things like maybe Python?
Yes, Visual Studio Code. Yes, so I also have Visual Studio Code. I'm trying to open it for you to see. But thank you for that question, sir. The reason why I did this is because I thought it was going to be hands-on. Because not everybody will be able to install and set up with Google Colab. Everybody can, okay? But you can see Visual Studio Code. I have it. You can install it on, because I don't use Windows. I use Linux, okay? So before all these things came up, I didn't know what is Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, Atom, them. I was hard coding. You know what it means to hard code? I go to terminal, I create a script, I run the script. No matter how many times there is error, I will go back again like that and on and off until all these things began to come up, become very easy for people to use. So you can see this is Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have internet, okay, install Visual Studio Code. You can install Jupyter Notebook also. You can install Jupyter Lab. There's another one, Jupyter Lab. All of them have the same pattern. Cell, they have also Cell and all these things. They're all the same, okay? So, but I mentioned that you have to create environment, either virtual environment or Conda environment. Okay, so everything is there, the process is there. If you check my YouTube page, you will see the steps to install Python in your Windows, and mostly people use Windows, right? So, but if it is with Linux, you have the command shell or the terminal. I mostly work with terminal. I don't work with point and click. Everything I do is mostly terminal, okay? So you see that. So this is how the terminal looks like, okay? Yes, so just the PWD, it will print out something, right? Then if I say IPython, so IPython is interactive Python. So IPython is the same thing as Jupyter Notebook. Do you see that? It's now coming at cell 1. Can you see that? Still on terminal. So we use this when we want to debug a few things we are writing in our code. As we are writing our code, we open another terminal. As we are writing, if there is any issue, then we debug, try to check on this, and then go back again and run the script. So it's very easy. You have plethora of ways. If you have good internet, you have access. If you don't have internet, you have access. You can pick what is on your desktop. When you have internet, you put it on Google Colab. Excuse me. You can, yeah, and continue. You can import that file that you have started on your desktop, right? Because the reason is that your desktop does not have the AI enhancement, because AI works with internet, right? So if you want to work with AI, then you have to go to the cloud. But otherwise, if you know what to do, then work with your desktop. When you want to use that, if you don't want to go with your laptop, mostly I don't travel with my laptop, because if I go elsewhere, I have access to people's laptops or my office laptop or anybody's laptop. I'll just open my Gmail, open my Google Colab, and continue to work. Okay? So please, that's a good one. So you have a lot of resources. If you have any question, contact me personally if you want, if you wish, on any medium. I'll be ready to respond. And then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry to make that advertisement. Okay, am I sure I even?
All right. That's been a very exciting session this morning, and we are coming to the end of it now. Permit me to invite our director, Professor Olusola Sunday Ayanda, who is closing remarks.
Thank you very much. You see, a lot of people look at that, they are even really a professor. Even myself, I'm not sure. Yeah, and I still actually, because it's the way I was trained, I had my PhD in South Africa, and then since then I started building like that. So I want to be in the midst of students, make them happy, they have a rapport with them. So please never mind me the way I associate. So first and foremost, though I have a long thing to say here, I don't want to use this in order not to waste our time. I want to thank Dr. Domo for the wonderful job he has done. And that is why we encourage our students that they should digitally, they should be compliant. As they say, I actually met him online. You have not
Yes, we've never seen.
physically. I don't even know that he has taught maybe our staff before. I don't know. We met online. So our students, the digital compliance, be on Facebook, be on LinkedIn. In fact, you can also showcase your skills as well online, and because you never know who you are going to meet. And I actually really appreciate it because when he was coming, I said, okay, we are just starting an information hub, and we have nothing here yet, but we want you to be the first guest speaker in our facility. Even not minding whether we are going to show our application. And he said he's coming and he's really, he actually did. So I was actually appreciative for that. I also thank the management of the institution for giving us this very space and quality. But they still promise us that something bigger, even more than this will come. And there's something we wish to do in this portfolio innovation hub. We want to ensure that at least we have a program, even if it's not big, we make it twice in a month, so that students and staff they can learn about digital skills, they can learn about Python, AI, coding, and so on. I think with that, even when the students, when they graduate from here, they will have first nice thing to do, even while they are on campus, they start even making money by themselves. I'm not talking about no life, I'm talking about digital skills and tech skills. And I will also thank our directors that are able to grace these events. So we also look forward to welcoming you anytime we have program such as this. So I thank you very much. And I think we have a little bit for our presenter. We have that time we were all high lab at that time. Then now we have graduated to the high hall. So we have a t-shirt for you.
Oh,
Yeah, so that
oh great.
So thank you very much. We'll give you this t-shirt so you will not mind so that you show.
Thank you. Can somebody use my phone also?
No, but I will send it to you.
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah.
I need to send this to my wife, I think.
So, yeah.
Maybe almost immediately.
I think we are done now.
Yes.
So thank you all for your presence. Really appreciate it. So we look forward to having you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you, and this is the end of today's program. Bye.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm grateful, ma'am. Thank you.